Hello fellow hunters of the blue, and welcome to my channel and welcome to the Easy NMM series. In today's video we're going to touch on gold and also a completely different technique on top of that. In this video we're going to paint NMM without blending any colors, just using the natural transparency of some pigment on top of texture to trick the eye into seeing the effect we want. You can later combine this technique with some careful glazing to take it to the next level, but we are not going to. We're going to lean on and celebrate the texture and the brushstrokes. But before we start, I want to show you a very cool trick to help you see where to put the highlights and shadows. For this, we're going to get some help from the primer itself. I simply prime my models in satin spray and then take a picture using just one source of light. This is the result. We can enhance the effect by playing with the lever slider in Photoshop like this. Getting this final result, we can clearly see the position of our main highlights. This is a great help for people that are less confident with volumetry and light, and something I recommend doing to all people trying to learn NMM. With that out of the way, let's get cracking. As you can see, over the black primer, I did a full coat of Pro-Acryl Mahogany, so we have this lovely, nice and very uniform brown. I use my airbrush for that, but you can use your brush perfectly well and it will work just fine. And for the colors we're going to use are just 3 plus white. We have Pro-Acryl Mahogany, which you can use a mix of Rhinox Hide and Dumble Brown as a substitute. Here we have Scrofulous Brown, which honestly, I just can't seem to find a substitution for this. This color is very particular and I've searched and I can't find any equivalent. So you can get it, do so, and if not, just get yourself a nice orangey ochre and that will work just fine. Then there's a 2-to-1 mix of Scrofulous Brown and our next color, which is Ice Yellow. It's 2 parts Scrofulous Brown, 1 part Ice Yellow, and then just white. And the first step is just going to be a Scrofulous Brown over this. The key here is the consistency of the paint. Scrofulous Brown is quite transparent on its own, which is something that we want, and on top of that we are thinning it to this sort of consistency. So a little bit transparent. And what we're going to do is start just painting. We're going to follow the scheme of light that we did, and I'm going to start by just concentrating on the volumes. I'm not going to care about the details or anything like that, just the volumes. And then, as you can see how transparent my paint is, I'm just painting by doing strokes, a lot of texture and, random strokes here and there. But my first goal is just to render those volumes as best as possible. I like to start small and then move upwards with subsequent layers. But you can start large and then keep on moving inwards. It's your own choice. It doesn't really make that much of a difference. But I'm going to try and follow that pattern that we saw on the photograph as best as I can. The only part where I'm going to, here on the feet, because I want these feet to be rendered properly and they have a hard edge, I'm going to put my highlights right up to the hard edge. As you can see, I'm not caring if the paint gets into the recesses now. I will try not to, but if it does, doesn't really matter. As we do more and more layers on top of this, you can see how the opacity is starting to build up, but I'm also expanding outwards. I don't want the pure mahogany basically anywhere but in the deepest shadows. As I said, I like to start small and then move outwards, so that might not be your choice, but it's mine. Of course, that photograph is only going to tell us the main highlights, but when we are painting non-metallic metal, we also need to think about the secondary reflections, because metal is very reflective and it's going to pick up the surrounding ambient and other objects. So that's what I'm going to start to do now. On these panels here, it's very simple. It's just the edge highlights on each side, which I'm going to be carefully picking up. When we get to other bits like the knee and stuff like that, our main secondary reflection is going to be directly on the other side. It's a bit more complicated when we talk about the leg. First of all, I'm going to define the edges, and then I'm going to try and leave this middle as my main highlight, and here for the secondary reflection, I'm just going to try and copy the one on the knee pad. Here on the feet, again, I'm going to leave my main highlight on the very ridge, and then I'm going to place the second one just opposite of that. So in this case, it's on the lower part of the feet, just like that. Now it's a matter of keep on building the volumes and layers. It seems like a lot of work and it's going to take forever, but it's actually quite quick because we are moving really fast and not really caring about any other thing apart from the volumes themselves. With all of the highlights sketched, well, not all of them, I didn't need the arm and some bits here and there. I want to show more than just the leg. Now we can start defining the details that we just didn't care about in the previous step. For that, I'm just going to take mahogany, just thin it down a little bit so it flows better. Then I'm going to try and pick up all of the rivets on the armor and any recess that I just paint over in the previous step, those kinds of things. And now we can move on to the next step, which is the first highlight. This is a 2-to-1 mix of Scrofulous Brown and Ice Yellow. If you don't have Ice Yellow, you can use Tone Yellow. It's exactly the same paint. And we're going to thin it down to sort of the same consistency. And we are going to do the same thing. But this time I'm going to be careful to respect all of the rivets and all of that nice detail. But the technique is going to be the same. I'm doing this scratchy textured motion. And as you can see, I'm almost covering all of the Scrofulous Brown with this. Also picking up the edges very carefully. Very important to pick up the edges when doing NMM. It just helps with the metallic look. And you can see as we start adding contrast, how the metallic effect starts to come through. Slowly but surely. Once that highlight is done, we can do an optional step, which is smooth some of the transition out. For this, we're not going to use any complicated technique, just the same as we did in the first step, which is taking Scrofulous Brown, thin down to the same consistency, and just apply it over the midpoint between the colors. And because Scrofulous Brown is such a transparent color, it's just going to help us hide some of the ugliest transitions or even tone down some of the stuff that we don't really like. I can tone down and hide any of my mistakes. And now we're going to move into the next highlight, and as I showed you at the start of the video, this is just Ice Yellow. Again, I'm thinning the Ice Yellow down to the same sort of consistency. Be careful with Ice Yellow, it's really powerful, it's very opaque, so you want to be careful with this highlight. And now I am being extra careful of where I apply this and how much. You can immediately see how this makes it super reflective looking. It's quite the astonishing effect. And as also you can see, I'm now working very carefully just with the very tip of the brush, being very methodical and very precise. Just using the very tip of this very large brush. You don't need a teeny tiny brush. You can use a teeny tiny brush if you feel more comfortable with that. I just don't think it's necessary. I very much prefer the pigment load that a big brush like this allows me to have, which gives me a lot more working time and a lot more control really in the long run. I know that most of you will feel like a tiny brush is giving you much more control, but once you learn how to control a big brush, it's just so much better. With that highlight done, it's just time to do the final highlight, and that is just white. But we are not going to do with white, is apply it on the secondary reflection side, so there won't be any white here or any of the non-main angle of light places. And you have to be very careful with the white. You want the same sort of consistency, something like this, not fully opaque white. You can see when it dries, it gets more transparent. That's what we want. An ink, for example, would be ideal for this. I am using Proacryl Bold Titanium White because it's lovely, but you can use any white as long as you thin it down properly and work it very carefully. We sometimes obsess ourselves with the smoothness, when in reality there is nothing bad with texture, and sometimes the over-reliance on smoothness detracts from a realistic looking paint job. It's way more important to have the correct level of contrast and to understand light than it is to be the smoothest painter in the world. Once you understand light, you can work on being smooth where you should be and harsh where you need to be. Thank you for watching this video. And don't forget that if you like my videos and want to help me make them, you can follow me on social media. You have the links to all my social media in the description below and in the pinned comment of this video. Share and like this video, but most importantly, there is Patreon and channel members. Patrons and members allow me to do all the cool videos that I want to make, and most importantly, they allow me to release them all for free here on YouTube. Perks include access to an amazing Discord community full of lovely people, early access to some of the videos, and now also private one-on-one online tutorings. Help me and my family and join the list of the coolest persons in the planet, including Luis Manuel Toca Oria, Miguel Ángel Sancho Molinero, Rainer Hochberg, Flo, Terry Denhan, Robert Smith, Terrinosaur, Grisha Kalish, Stavros Stavro, Cedric Kotzenmacher, Giovanni Constanza, Bion, Howard Hotbild, Will Ewig, Javi Mota, Christoph Moret, Bartolomeu Cajuza, Victor Domen, Nicolas Furnell, Tyler Hughes, Gargallo, Spicy Joe, OC Best Life, Hamish Donald, Matthew Lang, Joseph Noonan, Kelly Richard, Strat Molina, Xingji Guo, Mike Reguera, Romain, Ars Miniatura, Little Painted Stuff, DanSex92, MJG3D, Just Rex, Joe Offwood, Dr. Cathaber, Angelos Alexou, Alastis, Mick Gallagher, Felix Franke, Aaron Bernstein, Alfredo Phillips, Danger 2007, Stephanie Oll, Nick DeMao, Peyton Peter, David Sutherland, Roger Nilsson, Oscar Jonathan Thomberg, Dan Mako, Cristalios, Carlos Rivera, Kevin Mian, Darcy Farrar, Chris Fivey, Nadius Maximus, Aaron Dell, Gareth Smith, Heather Amster, Mark Atkinson, Mark Jarvis, Joe Simpson, Charles Armintas, G-Force, Dr. V, Renald Lindemann, Kieran Murthail, and Kevin Sullers. And as for me, I will catch you in the next one. Bye!